Hey everyone, I'm Joanne Smith and welcome to Joanne's Corner. In today's tutorial, we're going to be making a cute little fabric basket. These are beginner friendly, so grab your fabric in your sewing machine and let's get started. Here are the materials you're going to need for today's project. We're going to have an outer piece of fabric, a lining piece of fabric, 2 pieces of fusible fleece or quilt batting. All of these need to be cut 10 inches by 18 inches. You're going to need a ruler, clips or pins, a pair of scissors, a pair of pinking shears if you have them, but they're not necessary, a rotary cutter, an ironing board, and your sewing machine. First thing we're going to do is attach both of our pieces of fusible fleece or quilt batting to our outer fabric and our lining fabric. I've got 2 pieces here that end up being the right width and length. If you have scraps, just put them together and use them. If you're using fusible fleece, make sure your bumpy side is up and just follow the directions on your package, and just make sure the wrong side of your fabric is on the bumpy side of the fusible fleece. If you're using quilt batting, be sure to have some kind of basting spray to spray that down in place for you. Okay, I have adhered the fusible fleece to my outer fabric and my lining fabric. Next, we're going to get our clips or pins, and we're going to take our outer fabric and fold the short end up to meet the other short end. And we're going to clip down both sides with our clips. Then we're going to take our lining fabric and do the same thing. That means you'll have right sides together. And on our lining, we're going to just clip a couple on the right side. We're going to leave an opening when we sew, about 3 inches open here. I can move this clip on down here that way. Well, 3 or 4 inches open on this side when we sew. We'll just clip it on both sides. Now, I'm going to take these both to my sewing machine. On the outer piece, I'm going to back stitch, sew all the way down this side and back stitch, and the same on this side, back stitch and all the way down and back stitch. On my lining, I'm going to back stitch, sew to here, back stitch, leave this open, back stitch, sew down to here, back stitch, sew all the way down and back stitch. Also, I'm just going to use the edge of my presser foot as my seam allowance. Now that we have both pieces sewed, we're going to take our pinking shears and just go down the edge here. Do not cut into your stitch line, but just, you can either use scissors or the pinking shears, and just cut this away, some of the bulk here. That way it'll be easier when we turn them. So do that on this piece and on your lining piece. Next, we're going to box our corners. So at the bottom of your outer piece, get your ruler, and we're going to do 1.5 inches. I forgot to mention that you'll need a pin of some sort. And just mark off 1.5 inches. And you'll need to do that to both of these corners and then both corners of your lining. After you get those marked, then we're just going to cut these out. Okay, after we have all 4 corners cut out, then we're going to take each one and fold them and just line up your seam with your fold and clip it. And we're going to do that to all 4. And then we're going to take it to our sewing machine and sew right across through here. And again, I'm going to just be using the side of my presser foot as my seam allowance. And do this to the outer fabric and your lining fabric. And your bottoms should look something like this after you get them sewed. And we can just take our pinking shears or our scissors if you want to, and just cut a little bit of that bulk off again. Next, we're going to turn our outer fabric right side out, and we're going to poke out our corners, our little boxy corners. Isn't that cute? And we're going to take our lining and open it up. And we are going to set our outer fabric down inside our lining. And then we're going to line our seams up, our side seams. Just give those a clip or a pin, and then go to your other side. Do the same thing. And just go all the way around the top and straighten it out and just clip it or pin it all the way around the top. After you got it clipped all the way around the top, we're going to take it to our sewing machine and, using the presser foot once more as our guide, the side of our presser foot, just sew a top stitch all the way around the top. After we sew our top stitch around the top, then we're going to reach in the side through our lining, and we're going to pull our bag, or our basket, not our bag, but just pull it through that hole. Just be easy with it. It should be okay if you've back stitched before and after. Isn't that cute? Okay, now we're going to go back to our sewing machine and take our lining hole here and just fold that inward, both sides, and you can pin it, or you can finger press it, or you can press it with iron or clip it, and we're just going to run like a little top stitch right down through here just to close up the hole. We've got our hole stitched up, so now we're going to press our lining down into our basket. I said it again. And just push your lining down toward the inside, and you might want to take it and press it. Now that we've got our bag all nice and pressed, we're going to clip all the way around the top. That way it'll hold our lining in place. And we're going to take it to our sewing machine and do a top stitch all the way around the top. And we're going to do a back stitch when we begin and a back stitch when we end. After we get the top stitch done, then you can press it again if you want. Press around the top edge and press into your basket if you want. And then we can fold the top down. And that's how you make a fabric basket. If you've liked the tutorial, please like my video and subscribe to my channel. And we'll see you soon.